Hey everybody, welcome out to Death Battle Cast, the show where we talk about, well, death battle, a bunch of nerdy stuff, debate, and then somehow it kind of devolves into T-Rex sex or something like that. Anyway, hey, I'm Chad. I play T-Sex, yeah. There you go, Nick. I'm Chad, I play Boomstick in the show.
I'm Nick and I write on the show.
I'm Sam and I do that same thing, I write things. Yeah.
I'm Cole and I was around.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys may notice Ben and Torian are not here, and that is because they are both on vacation. So I was like, well, you know, we're a part of Rooster Teeth Animation now, and I'm just going to go over and be like, hey, Cole.
Yeah, other side of the office, like, hey, okay. No, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I figured it'd be fun to have kind of an outside perspective, because, you know, we're just like deep in the trenches with death battle research.
Yeah, you guys are you're in it. You're in the shit.
So tell them, and just in case it's you know, somebody watching for us and they don't really know a lot about Rooster Teeth or what you do, why don't you give them a quick rundown?
Well, I am a producer and host on the anime podcast Fan Service, as well as an animation director for all of our 2D pipeline. So Camp, X-Ray and Bav, Sex Swing, RTAA, all of that ran through my part in the editorial department.
Great. And before we get going too much further, I just want to say this episode of Death Battle Cast is brought to you by Squarespace. So thank you, Squarespace, and we've got some stuff. We'll be telling you a little bit more about them later. As always, we encourage you guys to participate along with the show. Leave us your questions, comments, general things, comic book panels, whatever you want. And you can do that by using the, oh, there it is, the hashtag DeathBattleCast right there. Use the Twitter birds to send us your messages, and you might be featured on the show. Later, because we do that here. Anyway, one of the things we sourced from that hashtag is our ever fun community battle, which is at the end of the episode, we're going to set a community battle for you guys to debate. So blank versus blank, we hear from you guys and who you think would win, and then we kind of talk about it a little bit on the show, and we decide on the fly who we think would win based on no research whatsoever. So last week, the community battle was Alucard from Castlevania versus Dante from Devil May Cry, which we got two Devil May Crys back to back. So. Cool. So,
Torian.
Yeah, I definitely blame Torian, and he's not even here for it, which is...
Can't defend himself.
Yeah, there you go. So no matter what, he's going to be so mad. Like, no matter what, I'm just going to say right now, let's just say Dante loses. He'll get so pissed off.
Oh, yeah, I like that idea.
All right, cool. So first up, we got somebody representing Team Alucard. Let's see it. All right. Nick, you want to read it?
I do, Chad. Malcolm Joestar says, Alucard wins because he can regenerate from absorbing Dante's blood, due to being a vampire.
Ooh.
Plus, Alucard's forms can easily avoid Dante's attacks. That's okay. All right. I've researched Dante. I have not researched Alucard. I've actually almost never even played a Castlevania game, so I was kind of Team Dante. But then reading that kind of has me thinking now.
Well, yeah, because he can turn into mist.
That's true.
It's pretty hard to, you know,
Vampire
You can get in the lungs.
Yeah.
Although,
from the inside.
Actually, later in the game, you do get a power-up that turns you into a poisonous mist, and you can't just go right past people and hurt them,
But what if Dante just, like, vapes him? Just like...
Yeah, well, then Alucard's, like, inside him, I guess, and you can just reform.
become human again.
See, I'm a big proponent of that. You know that.
That, or it'll stay mist and have to come out another way, and it won't be a pleasant day, I'm sure.
All right, we've also got Caleb Bittinger. Am I reading that right?
Yep, sure. Or Bittinger.
Right. My vision, I complain about all the time. Anyway,
And the text only gets smaller, Nick, so strap
it does.
in.
I'm gonna squint. Gonna go with Alucard in this one. I have other images, but those made this too hard to read. Okay, so this is not
At least
even
he's
hard.
considerate.
Alucard is faster than bullets, putting him at roughly Mach 2 or higher. He's also a master of magic and has a massive number of spells and relics. Some highlights include being able to summon a plethora of familiars or a massive sword, dark metamorphosis or soul steal that allows him to heal, or a spell that allows him to turn into poisonous gas, like Sam mentioned, that can melt the flesh off of monsters and demons. He's defeated massive monsters like Dante, and he's even beaten death. So he's done a true death battle.
Oh, good pun. I like
took a
it.
picture of the screen and zoomed in, like, to read it, but I
I just have to lean forward really hard.
Yeah, I was just doing, you know, like, we have technology.
Yeah.
I'm not some sort of Philistine. I'm gonna use my, like, I have an enhancement scope right here. Yeah, I'm just gonna plap and get it and zoom in. Worked great.
Yep. So bonus points on the pun at
joke,
the end.
yeah.
I really
Solid
like
work.
that.
Which was then accentuated by the emotes putting on the sunglasses.
Of course.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, like, I mean, yeah, you can beat death, but, like, then you have to look at how strong really is death, because you can't beat a guy.
This is our life, Cole. This is what we do. Like, oh, you beat
Can't
death,
be a guy,
what does
but
that mean?
Alucard's not just a guy. He's Dracula spelled backward.
Yeah.
That's Most compelling argument. Hey, guess what? Before we fight, Dante, I don't know if you know this, but I'm Dracula backwards.
What's your name backwards?
Yeah.
Eat to Dan? Eat to Nad?
Salakin over here.
Eat Nad?
Salakin. Or Kin. Shortening it.
Perfect. I don't know. Has anyone ever tried to drink Dante to death?
Drink, you mean Alucard?
No, Dante, because he's got blood.
he's a vampire.
Drinking
so,
the
like-
blood. I
I don't think it would matter because he has like in one of the games, isn't he dating a vampire and it's no big deal because like he's kind of like almost like he replenishes blood so fast. He's just like, yeah, you can have a drink. You're thirsty.
He also
again.
fought a vampire and turned her into a guitar.
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the one boss I've seen.
But she wasn't the son of Dracula. I feel like that gives you some extra bonus points, and especially because the son of Dracula is able to beat Dracula, so like kind of like he's better.
You're
than
able to
him.
beat the ultimate vampire.
I will say this in favor of Dante. I do remember one of the biggest things that we like analyzed when we were doing Dante versus Bayonetta was when Dante and Virgil were having a sword fight in the rain, and they were moving so fast that they like sliced every single raindrop within a certain vicinity. So
It's Mist Rain.
Yeah, so the vampire mist gas thing may not be a problem for Dante.
He's gonna destroy all the like every molecule of the mist just really
He
quick.
probably could. He probably could. Give him like
If it's
a couple of seconds.
But if it
he
can
could
melt demon skin and stuff, would it melt the sword?
Well,
I don't know.
the
Well,
sword-
probably not the sword.
okay.
Dante fights demons too.
also
so.
you
That's true.
can't be like you can't destroy mist like that. You can break it up into smaller and smaller pieces,
Smaller
but he's
mist.
already missed. Like I think he's gonna reform no matter how.
Get a fan.
Like yeah, like
all the mist away.
even if you run some like super sieve through it, like he's not gonna be screwed, you know.
I suppose.
Yeah, like a fan is the only thing that's gonna push him, but like he's not gonna die.
Now you're very far away. Deal with that.
Now fear my ultimate form, Miss. Fuck! Like, it's just like,
Yeah, I kind of think it does come down to ludicrous speed. So
Ludicrous
Okay.
speed.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what people are saying for Dante.
yep.
All right, we've got Stephen Moore. Dante has hit 108,000 raindrops in a second. Wonder where we heard that from.
Yeah.
Tanked a meteor, stopped the Savior's punch, and his P&A beats Alucard's.
what is a P&A?
I was afraid to ask. I don't.
Penis and ass.
Yeah, you can.
That's
sure.
the only one I've heard.
I don't think so. No. Like I just assume vampires got like better stuff going on.
Well, okay. We're gonna take a pause on reading this next submission if we want to come back here and explain. Powers and
Powers and
abilities.
abilities.
Come on,
Austin to the rescue.
Why you gotta ruin it like that?
I liked our first option better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Penis and ass. I don't know if you know this, but the unofficial part of Death Battle is weapons, armor, skills, penis, and ass. We just don't say the other
That's
part.
the secret ingredient in the formula.
Yeah. If we'll read this
man.
second one in a second if you want to come back. I want to explore Sam's thoughts here. Sam, why are vampires more well equipped?
I'm just thinking that vampires in general, like when you see them in media, they're usually getting down,
It's true.
which makes me think. And also, when's the last time you saw an ugly vampire?
Nosferatu.
That's
Yeah,
a long
which
time
is
ago.
like
That's
the
like the
beginning of
20s.
time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got prettier over time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I just think like
Damn it! I thought of something to back you up too. I mean, let's be honest here. It's all about filling up with blood, and if anybody
Oh, they
pull
can
their
get extra blood.
yeah.
Oh, damn, they can get extra blood.
But I mean, I guess also Dante's like half angel, half demon. Like demon dick's probably strong, so you just go both ways.
Demon dick too.
I like before this Cole was like how is it PG? Like,
Yeah, I was like, what am I allowed to say on this? Okay.
I mean,
5 minutes in.
We
You'll
firmly
get it.
crossed
I'm
over.
I'm learning quickly.
Anyways, what's the rest of it?
Yeah,
This
let's go
Dante
back to the
stuff.
second.
It's just-
We had another one for Dante. Let's read that one. Mr. Young says, nunchucks that increases speed to lightning. Multiple ways to stop time, completely regen, ultimate, and dreadnought. Both moves that make him impervious to damage of different types. Dante is even more overpowered than Virgil. Yeah, so that's in 140 characters or less, just trying to list through a bunch of crazy stuff Dante has, some of which I still remember. Not all of it. He did have his dreadnought form, which, if I'm not mistaken, made him faster and/or more durable. Something like. Do you remember?
I think it's
that?
both. And see,
Something
that's the problem too. Is like we do so much research.
Yeah.
And then like every character we do has like a ton of source material. So like,
Yeah.
there's only so much you can fit in your brain. So usually like for us, It's like we move on to the next project, and that other stuff's out the window.
Yeah, it's like a test for school. It's like it's all gone immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but the problem is, like, we'll have people come up to us, like, we'll be out, like, at an event like RTX or something, and somebody's like, oh, in this episode of this one thing, you said this. What were you thinking about when you were saying this? And I was just like,
No clue.
I don't know, dude.
It said it on the
Like,
script.
It's been like
read
a
it.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, Dante's got a huge arsenal of weapons.
Yep.
I almost spit my drink out.
Huge.
Huge.
And then you followed with arsenal. Like, yeah. But he does,
Yeah,
and I mean, realistically, I think he'd probably win because he's got more stuff going on. Although new Alucard, according to the anime, can like just teleport at will. Like he's just like zapping around. But
He teleported like a whole castle too, didn't he?
oh no, that's different. The castle just moves. That's the castle.
Okay.
Like
Like
the
Howl's?
castle's doing. No, it just kind of can like
Doesn't have
appear,
legs.
reappear. It
Yeah,
just can
no
teleport
legs.
around. The castle's got its own teleportation going on. But
Interesting.
that's not his castle. It's his dad's castle. It doesn't count.
Anyway.
So, anyways, yeah. I
right.
mean, I'm just gonna say Alucard just to piss Torian off, though. But
See,
I
and
do
that's
think
things like,
Dante.
I don't know.
Dante seems like he wins.
I kind of got one over with Dante there, like, because he has such ridiculous feats and the time
Yeah.
stop stuff. I feel like Dante could actually win, but Alucard, fuck you, Torian.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, okay. Devil's advocate here, though. Dante,
Devil
like,
May Cry's
That
advocate.
is. I was
yeah,
gonna say, isn't that what Dante is?
pretty much, yeah. Like, Dante hunts. Alucard's not a demon, but he's along the same lines. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Vampire's close enough to demon. Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Basically, like that is Dante's specialty. He has so many weapons to handle them. Like you said, multiple ways to stop time.
Also,
like, I could go on and on, but like
on
at the end of
that
the
same
day,
point,
that's what
though-
Torian wants. So I'm going to say the opposite, and it's
But
Alucard.
what does Alucard fight? Is that just monsters?
demons
or
and
demons?
vampires
He does.
too.
He does.
Plus,
fights vampire
he also
hunters?
is hunted by those. No, he doesn't really. I mean, he has.
Oh, okay. Well,
But because Alucard's on the good side.
Yeah.
oh, that's
so-
right. That's right.
He fights like
right.
So,
Medusa,
yeah.
Death.
So not only does he fight demons and vampires as well, he also does have to fight the occasional demon hunter, and he always wins. So I'm just saying.
So who are you going with?
I think just because the mist, it's Alucard.
All right, cool. Regardless, even if some of us feel it's Dante, it's Alucard, so enjoy that.
There will
Torian.
be no
Have a good
missed
vacation.
opportunity to to Torian off here.
Yeah.
Yep. All right,
good
cool.
one.
It was terrible.
So thank you. This is what we do, Cole. I hope you're
Oh,
getting
I love
it.
this. I need this in my life.
There you go. We might have to have you on again, or we'll steal you from animation. Want to come work for us? Do some death battle stuff? There you go.
we do need an editor. So.
Yeah, actually, we are taking
I have
applications right now.
skills.
I know you've kind of worked your way up, and you're a producer now, and you do a lot of stuff. You want to just go back to being
Yeah,
just an editor?
just be able to be an editor. That's fine.
Yeah, cool.
I have a history of just like deleting everything though. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Ask broadcast later.
Speaking of your job, I assume you edited the latest Camp.
Yes.
That joke with the pile of sticks joke.
Oh,
God.
yeah.
God, that was funny.
Yeah, that was. I think Jordan wrote that episode. Yep, that
That
was.
shit was brilliant.
That was really fun.
The cut on it though was perfect. Like I saw it, it
Yep.
was like cut, and I was like, oh, that's so good.
We had a lot of dialogue. We were like, okay, where's the best place to cut this?
Yeah.
When is it? When is it funny?
When is it funny?
When is it funny? When is it mean? So we were like, okay. Hopefully, I hope we found the right spot.
Yeah, it was good.
Hey, speaking of finding the right spot, you too can find your own right spot on the internet by making your own webpage
Good segue.
with Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform that lets you create a beautiful website or online store with an award-winning template. It's easy to use, and there's nothing to install, patch, or update ever. On top of that, their customer service is award-winning, and they have 24/7 support, which is very important when you're working on a website, because sometimes you're just putting stuff together, and you just like, why? Why isn't this? And then you call the support, and they're like, it's just like this, and you're like, oh, never mind, I'm stupid. Thanks for being a good person. Squarespace is versatile and used by tons of people, ranging from musicians to restaurants. And we want you guys to check it out. So start your free trial today at squarespace.com and enter the offer code DEATHBATTLE. It's Death Space Battle to get 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace is one of the earliest supporters of Death Battle. So if you've got an idea for a website or domain, go check them out. That's squarespace.com and use the promo code DEATHBATTLE. So it might also be Death Battle, one word. It's whatever. There it is. It's one word. I lied to you. My bad. No, but honestly, like, seriously, Squarespace is one of the first supporters of Death Battle. They've been around for a long time. And I always get asked the question, too, like, man, like, how did Screw Attack, like, what made you do your thing? And, like, how do you get started? And, like, yeah, I've seen so many people answer this question too in different settings, and it's always like, just do it. Like if you have an idea for something, just do it.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Someone doesn't like it? Good, take that, look at their feedback, decide if it's constructive, and see what you can do. Like the only way that you get anywhere is by trying something. So if you have an idea for a website or anything like that, just do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's also one of the strongest tools that you can put when trying to get a job somewhere.
Yep.
Especially like somewhere like here, is to have a website that you're able to put your own personal brand somewhere online that anybody can access. Make it good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
like,
easy with Squarespace.
yeah.
It is.
Make it look good, look pretty.
I've actually
absolutely,
used Squarespace before. It's really, really intuitive. It's nice. I like it.
And so, like, no, that's a really good point, Cole, because, like, when, like I said, we're currently hiring an editor, so I've been going through a bunch, and I see people who have their own website, and I go to it, and it's great. I get to see a lot about them. So, like, at the very least, if you guys are looking for a job or anything like that, like, go, use this promo code, support Squarespace for supporting us, and then also, you'll get a leg ahead in an interview, I promise. So, thanks, Squarespace. We love you. All right, now, in case you guys haven't been keeping up with it, and by that I mean, hey Cole, I'm gonna tell you about what we're doing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so next week, the Lucario versus Renamon airs, the Death Battle episode.
Pokemon versus?
Yes.
Pokemon versus
Digimon.
This is our second Pokemon versus Digimon battle. The first one was Red's Charizard
Versus Greymon.
Greymon.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That ended in a very, very brutal way. So
Yeah.
if you haven't seen that one, you should do that. And we made some kids cry. I felt a little bad about that. But this time there's no trainers or anything like that. It's just straight up Pokemon versus Digimon, and it's gonna be good. I'm very, very, very excited about this one.
Yeah.
Also might have a violent ending as well.
You wrote this one,
pretty
right,
good.
Sam?
Yeah.
I've seen a death battle or two. They tend to have a violent ending.
It's even at the point now where it's like when we get to the end, I wouldn't say it's like the biggest part of the script, but like, I mean, we all know it can't be boring.
Yeah.
You don't want to do the same thing over and over. So it's like sometimes some shit will be said in the office where it's just like, strangulation. Haven't had that in a while. Like, it's just like, you got to get good ways to do it too.
I've
You
been
can't
to
kill
hear-
somebody all boring like
I just watched the Android 18 versus Captain Marvel. I wanted to hear the conversation of, she just steps on her to death. She just like explodes her with a
Yeah.
stomp.
I think that one changed a couple times, but it got to that because we thought it would be funny if she like originally like just kept stomping on her until like it made a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
It was like hard to animate and make it look good, so we
Yeah.
just kind of changed it to like, what if she just like crushes her entire skull? So,
Yeah, that's what works for like 18 though, because it's like just efficiency, just get it done.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And man, it's funny. So coming up with the deaths in Death Battle is always fun, and I've been told that I apparently have this very dark sadistic side.
The Spider-Man thing. Everybody brings it up whenever this comes up in conversation. The way Chad wanted Batman vs. Spider-Man to end was Spider-Man just shoots a bunch of webbing down Batman's throat and suffocates him. It's horrible.
But I wanted it to like
With like a gagging
that's not
sound
even
or
my
something?
grand vision was like it starts, he's like doing this and it's like a struggle, and then like the camera goes in and it's you see like Bruce's eyes get bigger, and he's just like and he's just like slowly like the struggling and he's like until, like slowly and then they die.
there's
then
a lot
he
of that that's not
explodes.
very visual. It's just like, no, there's just string going down his throat. Like just
It's like silly string.
Yeah.
The one for
The
me.
sprites wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
The one for me was that got axed was Sam Fisher versus Solid Snake, where Solid Snake was gonna win. You good?
That was the
you wanna-
after body cap
okay.
opener.
Where, Solid Snake was going to win originally by like methodically breaking like all of Sam Fisher's limbs and stuff, and then the plane crashes with why am I blanking on that? So this is
Autograph?
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Where we forget our research once the episode's done. Sam Fisher's assistant, though.
Yeah. I forget her name too, but yeah.
Anyway, I feel bad forgetting. Anyway, you were gonna hear her over the radio as the plane crashed in the background.
Yeah, so like even me, like, and I come up with some fucked up Death Battle endings, like, and I remember like Ben was like, "Have you read the ending?" I'm like, "No," and I go to look at it, and I was just like, "Oh my god, Nick!" Like we went like it went past like, "Oh, that's brutal," to being like, "This is fucking sad." Like Like, as Sam Fisher's bones are slowly breaking, like, you hit this point where you're like, oh, brutal, brutal, and then you're just like, oh, stop!
He can't defend it. He's
Stop,
already
Snake.
dead.
And then it's like, and then the plane with his assistant crashes, and you can hear her muffled sobbing as she dies.
And he's
Like,
alive. He's alive just long enough to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
We had that for the original ending for Flash Quicksilver was that since Flash can like run backwards in times, that he would just kill him like 12 different ways, like just in like a quick succession, like just run backwards in time and kill different iterations of him just for the fun of it. And then they're like, that seems like a little bit of overkill. And I was like, yeah.
By
That's
definition.
the point. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, that's what we're trying to go for here.
Man, probably one of my favorite deaths, though, in all of Death Battle was when we got to do Yang versus Tifa. Because, like, when do you get to use a character that has shotgun arms? Like, and so I remember, like, Torian was talking about, like, what he wants to do with the final blow, and we went, so it was me, Ben, and Torian, and we were standing over in his area, and, like, he's, you know, talking about, he's like, I don't know what to do, and, like, maybe we could do this, whatever, and then I just had this idea, and I was like, oh, she's got the, like, shotgun arms, the propulsion, right? And I was like, what if she grabbed her by the head, one on the shoulder, one on the head, and then fired both shotguns to, like, snap the neck, and then everyone was like, yeah,
good.
do it! And so that's what we got to do.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite deaths. But anyway, I'll tell you, we're working the same building now, so if you got any sadistic thoughts that you've ever
I'll come over there.
maybe things you
come on over.
plan to do to Miles
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Cool, and then also coming up, we have this, if you're depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching this on YouTube, then hey, it's already there. But we have DBX, which is, I don't want to blank, Zero versus Strider. So,
Sword people.
sword, can't
Sci-fi.
say it
Glowy
better than
sword
that.
people, right?
Glowy
Glowy sword
sword
people.
people. Sci-fi glowy sword people.
Yeah, Strider's sword's glowy at most times as well.
Yep. Absolutely. Cool. So, hey, now, Cole, I'm going to introduce you to my favorite segment of the show.
All right.
And that is our out of context comic book panel of the week.
This has me
Austin
on the
puts
edge of
it
my seat
together.
every time.
Sometimes the community submits it using that hashtag. And they're great. So
All
let's
right.
see what we have this
I think
week.
it's actually a little different this week.
Really?
I think this week it's actually, never mind.
There is no difference.
I don't know if you could hear Austin being like, shh. Austin's the
got
one
a
who puts
shush.
this up. The first time we see it is right now. So Austin doesn't want his secret spoiled. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see it.
The reveal.
Oh my God!
Oh
Mario, no!
Somebody's-
Good.
No, Mario.
no! Hold on. I know that this defeats the purpose of the out of context, but what is the context?
Now it's me, and I know a thing or two about mushrooms. Like,
Oh, no.
I don't know if it makes it worse that he's not human. They just said he wasn't human.
Or Jewish.
Or Jewish.
that kid's like fucking on board though. He's like, okay.
Well, he's hanging out with
Why,
Mario.
golly,
That
sure,
looks like a
sir.
bottle of like hard liquor in the
If
corner.
you
Yeah,
say
I
so,
mean, it's
Mario.
shit
It may
poop,
explain
clearly,
some
but it
stuff.
does look like liquor.
Alright, Sam, now you may do whatever you want.
So, I believe the point of this now, since we are getting so many of these that are questionable, is for us to guess whether or not this is real or not.
Whoa,
That's true.
what
So
a
Ben
twist.
mentioned this. So we get a lot of submissions, and some, people do a really good job
Yeah.
faking it. And other times you'd be surprised what is actually real. I'm gonna say this one's fake.
I want to. Mario has had so many, like, especially because you can tell this is like way back in the day, probably like mid 80s, late 80s, like just super early in Mario time. Especially because he doesn't have any blue on him, which means like this is
Yeah, this is
old
like Super Mario Brothers
Oh, yeah,
2.
yeah.
See, I'm like an
earlier.
what is it?
Artidimus?
I don't know. I'm like a guy that knows fucking Mario artifact shit.
Artisan?
Nah.
No.
There's a word for somebody that like
Artificer?
authenticates.
You're an
yeah,
artifact
artificer.
man.
An
Oh.
artificer.
There you go.
Thank you. I should know that.
You
from
just
Magic
see Cole's
Gaming.
smug nod, like, yeah, I know
like,
words.
I fucking got this artificer shit.
Vocab.
Anyways, so it's like mid-late 80s, right? And like back then, they would use them for like PSA shit and all sorts of dumb things. So
I don't.
It definitely is supposed to be reminiscent of that. I'm going to say this is fake. Like,
Yeah.
if it's been around since the 80s, there's no way.
I mean-
either of us, like,
We
Yeah.
wouldn't have seen
we
that.
would have seen this.
this
like,
man
10
taught me
years
how
ago.
to type, not bathe. So like I don't know.
I want to go back to the thing Nick said. It kind of got glossed over. But Nick called attention to that bottle. which looks suspiciously like a whiskey
Yeah.
Well, it's like got the red wax of like a maker's mark, right?
Yeah.
Like
But
obviously it is supposed to be
it's,
shampoo.
you can see
given
there's one
context,
line
but-
on it that has a shampoo press-in divot. So
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, it's got to be fake. But
It just looks like Mario's
You
trying
know
to get
that
this
like
kid liquored up.
art meeting, they're like, we got to put that line there. This looks straight up like alcohol.
yeah.
Mario's
do something.
backhand, like the way the fingers are, the way they're spaced, it looks like he's got kind of like the closest thing I can think of is like Glacius from Killer Instinct, where he doesn't, where his
He's got alien hands?
yeah, he's got these creepy alien hands.
It looks
got
like
the
he's not letting the kid
EP3
leave
claw.
until he does it. He's like, you gotta stay.
He's blocking.
You can't leave.
Or he's
Locks
about
them
to
out.
help
Yeah.
him wash.
Just a grab and pull.
Oh no!
Where to feel mushroom?
Let's-
Yeah, we
it's
think it's
fake.
fake. We think it's fake.
I think it's real.
Do you have an answer for us, Austin?
I'm saying fake.
Oh, we do
thinks
have an
it's
answer.
real.
Okay,
Three
cool.
fakes,
Let's see.
one real.
The truth may horrify me, but
I was
fake.
wrong.
All right.
I was wrong.
Oh, wait, there's more? Look at
doubling
this.
up.
Oh,
Man,
this one.
Austin
No,
taking the
okay,
initiative.
so this is from an actual. I think him saying that means this is from an actual PSA, and they changed the words on it.
Okay, what's the actual one?
Your penis.
Ah.
What? Whoa.
Okay, I thought I was about to get the real context of that one, but instead,
We got
I got
this.
Oh my gosh. The Punisher.
What's the fine print say?
I don't know.
Use
I
your
think
zoom
it's talking about
phone.
75
Use my
hot
zoom.
dog.
Oh, I put it in my bag. Dang it.
Let's see.
I like those dinosaurs rocking out in the background.
Yeah, what are they doing there?
Is that a
about
goblin
Frank-
in the corner?
Why, if it isn't Frank Castle, aka the Punisher? I can't read it. It's too blurry.
Resolution's not good enough.
It's okay.
Nice skull, Frank.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Let's go for it. If I were you, I'd be careful. Looks like those goblins back there want to help you wash your.
Those
pepperoni.
goblins back there?
Do you say
want to
pepperoni?
help?
What the heck?
The
Want to sell you
Fuck.
some 75-cent hot dogs.
They're boning.
dude.
Look at those hearts.
At least the
I
Punisher.
didn't even notice that.
There's hearts everywhere.
Yeah, the Punisher is more mature, so. And there's
A different
also.
kind of mature though.
Yeah, but there's also times where he gets stuck in like drug-induced hallucinations and shit. So I'm gonna go with real.
I'm gonna go with real too, and I am transfixed.
Want to help you with proper dental hygiene. Is the last one.
They want to help him with proper dental hygiene. I don't know why dental hygiene comes into this. Oh, hot dogs and toothbrushes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought he was, I didn't know where the toothbrush was coming from.
Strangest thing to sell.
I'm just
combo.
I'm fixated on that.
The skull?
The goblin
Oh,
next to the skull.
which one? The
The one
goblin
who's
punching a
jamming.
dildo?
He's on the left. He's just like jamming out.
I mean the.
Oh yeah, the one on the left he's having a good time.
Yeah.
I was
He's, like,
talking about
ska
the one,
dancing.
the one on the right that seems to be
He's fighting
fighting
a
some
dildo.
sort of purple
Yeah.
He is
penis.
fighting a tentacle or dildo.
Yep.
I think it's an elephant person.
What is that?
And
What's
then the
that
one between
red?
his legs.
Oh,
I was
dude,
about
look
to
at
say,
the.
yeah.
I didn't notice him.
I didn't even notice the guys behind him that are swinging money around. Like, fuck yeah, hot dogs and toothbrushes.
Oh, that is. I thought that was
That's what-
just another tree.
No.
That is definitely a
So-
hand offering money.
Prehistoric
The green
grave
guy,
is
too.
this?
Real, then
It is real. I don't have a second slide.
It is
Okay.
real.
It's real. Okay.
it is real.
The artwork is too good for this to be real.
Yeah, yeah.
Or rather, it looks too much exactly like the art style in the comics.
Do you have context?
No, well,
Is this a
Do we need
PSA?
it?
yeah. Kids,
Okay.
don't do drugs or you could end up doing this.
If you eat hot dogs, use toothbrushes.
Watch out for goblins. That's just good advice.
Or maybe it's
Brush your teeth after
or
goblins.
maybe
Watch out
it's
for goblins.
brush your teeth before you eat a hot
Or
dog.
the goblins will get you. Oh.
Yeah, see, like that purple dick, it didn't brush its teeth.
That's
See, look what's happening.
If you don't brush your teeth, that's what happens.
Goblins will punch you.
I still can't get over the other goblin. Just looks like he's skanking. Like
Yeah.
he got a ska
He's
concert.
a ska.
He's just like fucking getting it.
It's like, I don't know what y'all are up to.
Maybe they're
Real Big
like,
Fish is playing.
Yes, real big goblins. RBG.
maybe they're a metaphor for gingivitis. I'm not sure. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
they do
going
that.
on.
They're
but I
germs.
think-
They're like the
I
Dr.
think
Mario germs.
We've drilled this to the ground. I think it's just. I'm tired of looking at his crotch skull. Like that's
I'm
really.
not.
I'm just saying. Like if you could take that down.
transfixes you.
It's a
I
different
know.
head.
I've been fucking eye to eye with that dick skull for ages now. I can't do it anymore. They need to bring it down. Now I'm just at least looking at myself. It's not much better, but still. At least I have beer.
What led to that? I can't even. I'm like, by
It's
the
out
way,
of context.
I know, but like, man, you want to talk about superheroes who have a name that could easily also work as their porn star name?
Oh, definitely.
The Punisher. Yeah.
Comics just always have weird stuff. Like earlier today, when Nick was like, "Oh, look at this time where Spider-Man's on SNL," like, and that's a comic book. Like, it's like they never cease to. Well, actually, they've stopped surprising me because I'm just like, yeah, of course that would
I believe
happen.
that
It's comics, like,
It's a slow week.
shit just happens.
Put him on
so-
SNL.
After Charles Barkley and Godzilla played some
Yeah.
football, like everything was on.
Have you seen that goal?
I have not.
Charles
It's real.
Barkley
It's real.
Charles Barkley
goes
and
head-to-head
Godzilla.
with Godzilla, all
in
because
basketball?
who wins?
Barkley.
Barkley.
Of course.
Because this kid has a magic coin that was passed down from his grandfather or something like that. And for some reason, I think Charles Barkley puts the coin in his mouth for some reason.
What?
I can't remember. I'm trying to get whatever. This coin turns him huge, and then he has a slam dunk competition with Godzilla.
That seems like something Godzilla's not about. Like,
Yeah, I know. He's got little arms.
Well, whenever a giant Charles Barkley grows to the size of Godzilla, so he says, like, hey, instead of destroying the city,
but Godzilla's
have a
ruthless.
play for it.
Godzilla just wants to win.
Apparently, unless you challenge him to basketball, like the
He
man's
thinks he's got ups.
he's got honor, I guess, honor and ups apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he
good
doesn't do
enough.
so well.
That's
He
what
still-
Japan is known for.
Honor and ups.
Yeah, he still tries to use his like atomic breath mid-match, but you see, there you go. Charles
A lot of
Barkley,
people didn't know
Godzilla.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul.
Yeah,
Margie.
dude,
Yeah, he is. He's
Yeah,
fouling
I
the
mean,
shit
Charles
out of
Barkley,
Godzilla.
even in a comic
who's gonna tell him
glorifying
no?
him,
He's the
he was
size of
still like, I'm
Godzilla.
a
And they're still rooting for him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You
Who's
idiots.
gonna go root for Godzilla? Like
That's
that guy's
true.
Are
ruining
you
your
fucking
city.
kidding me? If I saw Godzilla playing basketball, like, I know a human can achieve that.
No.
I want to see the lizard dunk.
Not when
Oh, and-
Godzilla's gonna just
Hey,
destroy your city after.
Does that magic coin count as a performance enhancer?
Yeah.
It made him
I
big.
think so. Like
I think
he couldn't do the
it
things
was.
he does.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a hormone, but it's human growth coin.
Yeah.
HGC.
Just for they are playing on like a NASA
Spaceship.
spaceship launch flight too. Like it's interesting.
Sam, have you read this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually have the
Did
physical copy.
did they already have the basketball goal there, or did they set that up after this was
They don't
established
explain
that
it,
they
but
were
it's
gonna
pretty
program?
Is that the
implied
hoop that
it's
holds
set
the
up.
rocket?
Yeah.
It just holds the
They
rocket
just
in place?
already had a giant basketball.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the basketball. Yeah, no, they
Like
just
the basketball
Have,
and
Where
the hoop.
did
Yeah,
they get a
where they-
giant basketball? That's got to be the size of a
the
house.
basketball eat a coin?
is.
well, at the very end, they decide that.
Going inside the basketball.
Well, we have big Charles Barkley. We need a big basketball. Get the coin. Where's that kid?
Just rub it on the shit.
What if Godzilla had gotten the coin?
Well, at the end,
Oh, it's only fair.
I don't think he can use the magic coin, but at the end, actually, after Barkley wins, spoilers, they still continue to play basketball, and Barkley's trying to chain him, and he gets him some like size 1300
Shoes?
Reeboks made for Godzilla. So he got
Product
better
placement.
jumps. Yeah.
Man,
Yup.
That is wonderful.
There's a desk of death battle on this.
Yep.
That's why. It's one of the only things where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy the actual comic because it's just stupid.
I need to.
Like,
Yeah. That's amazing. I love this.
we find a lot of stupid shit like we come across.
no doubt.
Oh God. All right, cool. Well, man,
Oh my gosh.
who do you guys think? Let's throw out I want to throw out a basketball competition real fast. What could we do?
What do you
Like some sort of comic character, fictional character.
The Monstars.
Monstars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we know they can play because wait,
They use performance.
after, well, yeah, I mean, with the Magic Basketball where they stole all of like
all the talent?
90s talent.
And they became ripped and huge, or when they're
Whoa.
tiny and in their natural state.
Well, chill. How big are these Monstars? I don't know what this is.
They tower
Oh,
over Michael
that-
Jordan, like 2 or 3 times his size, I think.
Hold on.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
are these,
we all
oh,
have
wait,
to
are
jump
these
on
the Space
Sam.
Jam Monstars?
Yeah, Space
Oh,
Jam.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. What about Monstars versus the Mummies Alive?
Okay. Please back up why Mummies Alive are playing basketball.
Why did Godzilla play basketball, Chad? We've got more reasoning here. This is what we do.
It's the only thing he likes more than destroying Tokyo. Is basketball.
He's shooting who were the adversary.
Yeah, he's never
Until
had
Charles
anybody to play
Barkley ate
with.
the coin.
Yeah,
and-
fucking hobbies.
Ultraman wouldn't do it.
Destroying cities, like, that's all.
King Kong wouldn't do it.
Fucking Mummies Alive. You remember that show?
I do not. Oh yes, I
remember
do.
the
I do now.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
coming
yeah.
back.
They're all like sarcophagus-looking mummy people.
When
yeah.
didn't it start like
It was really
Mummies
smart.
Alive
Yeah,
or whatever? Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of the most interesting 90s TV shows I could think of at the time. It was pretty good. Like, I watched a couple episodes not that long ago, and it was like, hey, that's not bad.
Speaking of 90s TV shows, Man, I don't know if you guys heard, but Comic-Con's going on,
Yes.
and we've got a few announcements. And I got two that I wanted to talk about on the show today. One, fucking Rocco's Modern Life is back.
Out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it a series or a movie? What did I watched the
It's
trailer?
a special.
Okay.
I've heard
Special.
yeah.
Okay.
You saw the little like.
Yeah, I
sample
watched
they showed?
I watched the trailer today where they're like in the iPhone 8 and stuff. And
Yeah, and the phone 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, so it's
is.
called Rocco's Modern Life Static Cling. And it was announced at Comic-Con. And the whole thing, if you didn't watch the little trailer thing for it, you should. It's great. Because it starts out with the characters. It's Rocco, Heifer, and then Doug. Isn't his name Doug? Something like that? I can't remember. No, Sheldon or something like that. Whatever.
I think it's Sheldon.
Anyway, so they they're like, oh, we're home. And then they walk out and they're like, holy shit, this isn't the 90s anymore. And then all this
and then
stuff
it zooms
is
out
popped
to
up around
exactly
them.
that.
So then it's like them just going around and it's like a fun look
Drone.
at our culture today. So there's like a whole bunch of little inside jokes about it. We should probably stop playing it here if it's actually getting broadcast. If it's not, then don't worry about it. So no, it's awesome. It's this fun little like tongue-in-cheek about today. And like, I didn't realize how much I missed Rocco's Modern Life. And like,
Have you
I wanna
tried
go-
watching it recently?
no, I want to go back and watch it because I think like I would understand a lot of the satire a lot more. Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're just like,
Cartoon
funny
characters
joke.
smashing their heads
Yeah.
in.
There's an amount of it that is like kind of similar to watching Ren and Stimpy as an adult, where you understand more. But I feel like at that point in time, unlike people like Pixar and Disney or stuff, where they found this like perfect balance of adding adult humor and jokes into things without sacrificing much. Like Ren and Stimpy and Rocco's Modern Life both have extreme stupid with like just dashes of super intelligence in them, if you can really say super intelligence, but intelligence. So it's like, it's weird. There's like this dichotomy
Awareness.
between,
Yeah.
like it's like every now and then it's aware, and then sometimes it's just really stupid, and like, I don't know. It's still good though. It's worth watching again.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited. I want to check it out.
Is it on Hulu or
I have
anything?
no idea.
I know it's on
I
like.
remember, I think I Googled it, and there was a bunch of episodes on YouTube is where I watched it, but I don't know. Because that's,
Like officially uploaded?
surely
they would've been
probably
updated.
not.
No, but
It's also like if you have like cable or anything, it's on like Nicktoons channel or whatever. That's where I see
Yeah.
it all the time, but I'd like to watch it on Hulu.
yeah, it's
easier.
weird that a lot of those cartoons, like I'm still surprised so many of those cartoons don't make it to Hulu, Netflix and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
X-Men from Saturday morning. Like, I
Absolutely,
would watch
yeah.
the shit out of that. There's so many great
Yeah, yeah.
cartoons from that generation that like are nowhere to be found. They're not on Netflix, Hulu,
Street
anything.
Sharks.
Like yeah, I mean Netflix used to have like Rugrats, Hey Arnold, and all that stuff, and then they lost the Nickelodeon deal,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, what are you doing,
Was
Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon part of Viacom?
Yeah,
Viacom like
think
split
so.
off and they took everything away and tried to do their own thing and it failed. Now
Yeah,
it's
that was like
bitter.
where Korra was part of. Like they moved Legend of Korra off air
Yeah.
and strictly onto online for like creative differences, but they could make it slightly more like mature. But yeah, that's why like, they started showing like deaths and stuff on screen after that point, because like, oh, we're online, we can.
Yeah.
Do whatever we want.
It's now no longer TV Y7
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's like here at Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want because it's the internet. All right, cool. So another thing from Comic-Con, this is crazy. So during the Legion panel, Noah Hawley decided to just like end the panel being like, oh, you know what? I'm going to read this quote for you guys. I thought it might be worth mentioning a film that I'm developing at Fox, which you guys might be excited about. I'll just say 2 words to you. The first one is Doctor. The second is Doom. So apparently Fox is working on a Doctor Doom film, which is crazy.
I wonder. Okay, a Doctor Doom film, is it going to be kind of like what they're doing with what Sony's doing with the Venom film, where it's just about? I mean, I suppose we don't know anything about.
we have no
At least
nothing about this.
At least
This
with,
was
well,
just announced.
it was just announced with Venom that it's going to be MCU.
Was it really?
Yeah, they
said it wasn't gonna
They
be.
said it wasn't, and then recently it just came out that they're like, oh yeah, it is. It totally is.
Cool. And
Really?
I know
Okay.
Carnage is
Well,
going to
that's
be in it,
good.
which
Yeah.
I got really excited
Yeah.
about because Carnage is one of
So
my
like,
favorite comic characters.
I mean, I'm excited. I love Doctor Doom, but he doesn't have anybody to support him because like their new Fantastic Four was garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. So will they learn from that new Fantastic Four and not go that route? That's all.
I hope.
Like,
I hope they learn from Logan.
yeah.
Like take what they did there and kind of like, hey, we don't need the MCU to make a good movie as long as we're focused on making a good movie.
Well, and it's not just that like with it, A, I think Logan is a great example of how to do it, and B, with how Legion's going in that director, there's a really good opportunity for like multiple stories within inside Doctor Doom's arc that I think can stand alone. Like his origin story alone is like pretty gritty and dark. His reasoning for being a bad guy is super interesting and far different than most people's, and gritty and dark. So it's like there's enough stuff there where I think you could make it. I don't know, weird's the right word, but you can definitely do a lot more with it than just like, here's an action movie. Like, it doesn't have to be an action movie like the rest of the MCU.
No, but this could be really cool because like Doctor Doom has become one of my favorite comic characters because before I didn't know like that much about him, and I used to do a show called Who Is, where like we kind of would recap like a whole character's like backstory. So you had a really good sense of a character in like a fun little show. I learned so much about Doctor Doom, and the more like I started looking into him, I was like, I fucking love this character.
Yeah.
So
He's the best villain they have by a long
he is such a good villain, and actually, he's not. He's a hero, and here's why. It's one of those. So it starts out as like it's one of those classic things of like the reason I am evil is because I'm doing this for the greater good. Like, but he gets backed up because he goes down. And he goes and visits the Panther God, which you have to like totally like strip down, bare your soul, and like if you are not pure of heart, you will be destroyed, right? And so he's like, "Don't do it, Victor," and he's just like, "I'm doing it," and he goes in, right? Panther God's like
Panther God is like the god of death, pretty much, right?
kind of. So it's like he's the one who that's the guy who gives Black Panther his powers and all that. But so he goes in, and the Panther God is like, like talking to him, and he's like, "Why are you doing this?" He's like, "I'm doing this for the good of humanity. Like, I'm gonna take it over. Like, humanity's on a course of destruction, and the reason I'm like this is to take over the world so I can make a utopia and like make the world like what it should be." And the Panther God's like, "I looked into like the bajillion possible futures, and the only one without like war, strife, and hate is the one where you rule the world. So go for it."
Yeah.
And I was like, and that was the part where I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like Doctor Doom is the best.
They say that the best villains are the ones where they're the heroes of their own story.
Yeah.
Doctor Doom is like the
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Very much
I always
so.
hate that, like when a villain, with a few notable exceptions, like pure like chaotic evil is awesome, like Joker or Kefka from Final Fantasy. But like, I always hate it when you're
Love you
watching.
with two clowns like, right out the gate.
Yeah, yeah. But I love it like when a villain is doing the good thing. Like it's like road to hell paved with good intentions.
Or if you can at least understand where they're coming from, at the very least.
It's like,
Like, you
if
don't-
you had
you don't want them to
taken
be
one different decision, you'd be the hero.
Like Lex Luthor is a great example of
Yeah.
that to me too. Like if anybody ever asked me like what's the saddest thing you've ever seen in a comic, I think my answer might be, at least so far, might be the moment when Lex Luthor decides that he hates Superman. It's been forever since I've remembered like the context of it, but I just remember looking at it when I was researching Lex Luthor, just being like, man, I feel really bad for this guy. Like he could do so much good for the world.
With his intelligence
He could
and
be
everything,
loved
yeah.
by so many people if he just focused his efforts on something besides trying to murder Superman. But it's just the saddest thing about it to me was just like the wasted potential of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Doctor Doom though.
I mean, Two-Face is kind of like that, especially in the
Oh,
Dark
yeah,
Knight
true.
movies. He's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
like that too, like where you're like, yeah, they are corrupt pieces of shit. Kill them, like and like you get behind them. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Like this
No,
Doctor Doom movie though, like the fact that they're calling it a Doctor Doom movie makes me wonder if the Fantastic Four will even
They're
show up
gonna
in it.
I
show-
think they have
yeah.
to.
Well, 'cause-
I'm wicked surprised that they're doing it with how mediocre the Fantastic Four is done, though.
Which is why I'm
But
saying
it also
maybe they
might-
won't
They
be
might
in
take
it
it
at
a
all.
totally different direction and give it like a fresh start.
And Doctor Doom though is one of the only bad guys that isn't so stupid that like when they have larger like galactic threats, he's just like, oh yeah, well we need to take care of this first, then we can go back to bullshitting. Like Doctor Doom is totally down to help.
Right, because
You
that's
know,
his
but
thing. He
it's on
wants
brand.
humanity to
Yeah,
survive.
yeah. Like as long as exactly. It's on brand. Like as long as it's like he's like, oh yeah, this is good for humanity. I'll get with y'all. Like he's not such a piece of shit that he's just like, no, screw it all. Like so.
What's gonna be really interesting too is like, Doctor Doom has such a cult following.
Yeah.
Like, there are
It's probably why
like,
he's getting a move.
people. Well, right, but God help them if they fuck this up. Like,
Well, do you think
the-
this is inspired by Deadpool? Like being kind of Deadpool's not necessarily a hero, kind of anti-hero. Fox had success with that.
Yeah.
They're now saying, oh, what if we go straight up villain? We can make it darker, grittier.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I would argue that Legion had more to do with it just being like different. Have you watched Legion?
I haven't had a chance to check it out yet.
I'm like,
Man,
I got two
that
episodes.
is-
I got to pick it back up again.
Whew, Legion is good and nothing like anything else. Like,
Ooh, you'll
in
love
the
it
realm.
as with an editing background. Like,
Oh.
there's so many cool things that they
Yeah,
do.
I don't even like. I'm not that much on the editing side, and like watching that, I'm just like, ooh, nice. Like
This is
it's good shit. Like it's good.
FX,
It's good.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
As a Marvel vs. Capcom fan, I just want to see one foot dive.
Dude,
He doesn't even have to
he
say
just
it.
jumps in and woo.
If he just does a drop kick that's like propelled by rockets at a downward angle, that'll
Good enough. Yeah. Yeah.
that's a
Again,
foot
Nick,
dive.
be careful what you ask for, because you remember, like, everybody was like, "Oh, Juggernaut, bitch." That was a funny video. And then it was X3 when the Juggernaut actually.
Nobody
was, like,
actually
on the
wanted
Yeah,
that
but-
in the movie though.
But by the time they put that in the movie, the internet is
It was like ancient.
yeah. It was.
And we all wanted to see the Juggernaut just smash through walls.
Yeah.
Not meme. Like.
And besides, you want to see the
pointless.
Juggernaut versus Hermione Granger.
No,
Exactly.
God damn it. He keeps trying to pitch this battle of the Juggernaut versus Hermione Granger. We talked about it way too many times in the show. It's only helping his cause.
It's gaining momentum.
It's not gonna.
We are leading.
His armor is impervious to magic.
It's the Doctor Doom of fights.
I just thought of like years ago. I just thought of what is a matchup that makes no sense whatsoever. For some reason, those are just the first two characters that came to my mind, and I've just been jokingly,
You're pushing
or
it.
am I jokingly pitching it?
And then we're like, Nick, like that's what his armor protects against is magic, and he's just like, but what if like
There's a lot
maybe
of
she
lists.
could levitate the helm? And we're like, no, the magic wouldn't work.
there's a lot of
what if she does a Vada Kedavra and hits him in the face, not in
like
the arm?
through the eye slit.
Or she's controlling the things around him.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Don't help him, Cole.
I'm on it now.
No,
I'm in.
God damn it.
I'm in.
All right, you
right,
and me
Fine.
in
When
this
Cole
together.
comes to work for us, he can do that episode. Oh, God. All right, cool. Anyway, so that's what I had going on with Comic-Con. But you were telling me about something earlier
Yeah.
that I had never heard of and I really wanted to talk about.
Wait, which one? The
The Patreon. For,
Oh yeah, so we were talking about Patreons earlier, and kind of like, I'm not sure if it's changed, but at least back in the day, Patreon, you're not paying for a product, you're paying to support the idea of a product.
Right, right.
And it was a no news story we did a long time ago that was about a game, what was it called? Breeding Season.
Breeding
Which
season,
is,
like that, yeah.
for anybody who loves Harvest Moon, is a great farming simulator game.
If you also like
Sex.
I think it's specifically animal sex.
Well, yeah, because you're breeding.
what?
You're breeding.
I think it's.
Oh, you're
I
making-
think
you're
an
breeding the
animal-
creatures you're gonna bone.
I kind of
Whoa,
think.
God, that took a turn
on.
so fast for me. I thought it was like, oh, never mind. It's about like getting animals to breed
No.
and sell their offspring.
No, you're breeding like cowgirls and plant women, corn women.
Yeah, I think it's about monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
mainly.
Oh,
And you're breeding them, and
No,
you're
it's
boning.
been
This is a
canceled
completely
now,
different-
just
Yeah, 'cause
for
it-
the record.
Yeah, well,
been canceled.
Like, because what happened back then is the artist contractually was legally allowed to. Oh, hey, they have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the artist was
Damn.
contractually and legally allowed to take all of his art. He maintained all of the rights to his art, and also took a ton of money, like the amount of money he was allowed to take because he had creative differences with the creative staff.
wow. Okay, real quick. Got to talk about a few things in this picture.
There's
Cole,
like-
can you explain to me, like, let's pretend we're reading this like a Japanese manga, and we're going to go
Okay.
from right to left, okay?
Okay, right to left.
So, all right, that dude's looking good.
He's a
that
hard-
girl, she just doesn't have pants on.
She doesn't have pants, but she's got a scar on her butt, and I wonder where it came from.
Probably. Girl
She's
3,
got, like, a
I feel
thong.
sorry for her shirt.
And her back.
I feel you. I feel your back. Yeah. Also,
And then we've got someone from Hogwarts.
Yeah, Hermione.
Yep, right there.
She's there.
And
Juggernaut's on the
Yeah,
front.
Juggernaut's on the right.
Juggernaut, there you go.
Left and right mixed
Yeah.
together.
This is not how you want to see them go up
Juggernaut
against
might
each
also
other.
be the third from the right.
Yeah.
and then it's just like straight up Brad and Stacy over
Yeah.
here.
So,
Like,
okay. Right, yeah, right. We got generic like Brad States, right? And then we got that girl that
Who's obviously made of bubble gum.
Yeah, you remember the girl in
She's
Wreck-It
like-
Ralph?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Van-
Oh yeah, the
Sarah
glitch.
Penelope.
Silverman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Penelope. So we got her. And then
But
for
a
some,
dominatrix.
reason,
Elves.
for some reason, Phantasy Star Universe has come into play. And I don't know why.
We got steampunk.
Also,
And then in the
Yeah.
back, there's just one night guy who's just giving us this look. He's like,
no, he's
why the
with
fuck
his,
am I here?
He's with his cleric
Yeah,
lady.
he looks like
Also,
a Fire Emblem character.
why, except for the one short girl, why is everyone kind of like racially segregated?
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
Well-
white people in the front, elves to the side.
the really
skin
white
on the
people
right.
get in the back.
Yeah, like dark skin, we're gonna get you half cut off. Like, I guess he
Also,
gets the same treatment
Girl
as
doesn't
the
have
knight.
pants.
Dark skin's in like prisoner at the time?
I don't think we should call him Darkskin anymore.
Yeah, that probably
Okay.
shouldn't be his name.
Juggernaut.
We can call him
Yeah,
Scarface.
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut.
No, he kind of makes me think of like Krunk or Pacha
Yeah.
from The Emperor's New
Oh,
Groove
yeah.
a little
yeah,
bit.
Pacha.
Like Scarface,
But he's got like
and then Scar Butt
guts
works.
from Berserk's face scar.
Yeah.
And he stole Cody's shirt from Street Fighter,
Yes.
He's an amalgamation
which
of
was
many
from
things.
prison. So
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, this is...
Anyways.
maybe that's why it got shut down.
No, it got shut down like Cole was saying because the artist left.
Yeah, the artist left, took half the money, and it's like, that's where you find out Patreon, you're not supporting a product, you're supporting an idea.
Yeah, because they didn't actually start like an LLC or anything like that. They were just like, we're gonna do it on our own time. Like,
Yeah.
just so they got.
Hey, if we ever need to make a
burnt
video
pretty
game,
hard.
apparently people
It
want
made like, what was it?
this.
Like 30...
It was according to the website it looked, and like this is just first click Google search, so like it could be a little off, but it was the third highest Patreon there's ever been. At its peak, it was doing $30,000 a month.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 30,000.
One of the artists left. He was like, "Fuck
Yeah,
this!"
you know, say farming sells.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to farm.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it was all about.
Yep,
If you could,
That's
you know,
what people
then
wanted.
yep.
fuck what you grow,
It's a secret desire of everyone. just
Plant
to
the
fuck.
seed.
and then fuck the plant.
Oh no.
I was trying to back you up, not steal it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry. You look so sad after I said that.
No,
You-
I just looked over there in my bottle cap. Anyways,
Well, that was the thing. So I know it was old news, but
Yeah.
I just really wanted to talk about it because it was.
Patreon's a
interesting
weird
to me.
place, man.
It is.
Really strange.
You can do anything, and what I've learned is like, as long as you're willing to take very scantily clad pictures of yourself, sign them, and mail them to people, you can get some money a month.
If you're like a really pretty lady, yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's probably like a couple guys that get away with it, but
Yeah.
like I just don't think that market's anywhere near as rabid.
Nick,
Probably not. Yeah,
can we start a Patreon for you?
we can.
And we take like suggestive pictures and you sign them and send them back to them?
We can.
Polaroids. It's gotta be Polaroids.
Polaroid. Why?
Polaroids?
Yeah,
Nice.
because it's one of a kind. You
Yeah.
Replace it.
Oh, but that's gonna take
This
so much
man-
longer. than
Damn,
that.
Cole knows how to
sell.
market.
I'm a businessman.
Yeah, he's got it. That is so much more personable. You that Polaroid? Oh,
How has no one done that yet? Somebody's gonna take this right now.
No, they do
and
that.
they're
They,
like, oh my god.
They do
that's it.
Polaroids. They do
Yeah, that's
Polaroids
right,
already.
yeah.
That's already a thing.
yeah.
I stole the idea.
Too late.
Yeah, no.
But I'm a good businessman as a result.
Yo,
Steal the idea, make it better.
Patreon.com/Cole coming soon.
Coming soon.
Shake
to,
it like a
website near
Polaroid
you.
picture.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey, as you've been watching, I hope you've also been using that hashtag right there to send your questions and comments and things, because we are going to answer people who have done that. So, all right, let's
Let's
bring up
get
some
to the
questions.
part of
Yeah.
show where that happens.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 segues nailed, Chad.
Hey, I did good for most of it.
Charles Krause, can anyone not named Ben or Chad do their best whiz and boomstick voices? Well, Ben's not here.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you even do a whiz voice?
I
That's
think
just
like
Ben's
it's
voice.
just his voice. Like he hasn't changed it.
It's his voice, but
The
a
inflection.
little bit more like an announcer. Like, I can't.
A little bit more.
He does it. He does it a little bit. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like matter of factly, like scientist. He's a little teachery, like, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like.
I was doing my boomstick impression in top 20 Zelda items when my voice was like half gone because of RTX right before. You can find mine there.
Nope.
You're not gonna
Come
try?
on, they got
Oh, okay,
question.
okay.
Do it. This will be entertaining for me too. Go.
All right, here we go. It's time for a death battle!
That was pretty good. All right, cool.
Cole, you want to give it a run?
What did I say?
Whatever you want.
Okay, all I know is, well, I know a lot, but
I know it's probably gonna have something to do
Yeah.
with daddies.
oh, I'm Wizard and I'm Daddy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you did both.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great. So, also, I don't know if you know this about Sam, but Sam cannot, like, he can do a voice,
Yeah.
but like he will never find it again. Like,
Like
Yeah,
it's like
not really.
like
we
once in a
did this
lifetime.
once. We did this like for like a dumbass parody thing way back in the day that never saw the light of day. And it was like a death battle like knockoff, and it was Jizz and Broomstick.
Yep.
And I did Broomstick. I don't know where that is, but that's the only time I'll ever do it.
you're gonna do it
Done
now? Come on.
I don't know what you do. You do like a
You ever
gravelly
clear
minor
your
thing.
throat?
Yeah, yeah. So you're
to get your
perpetually
red
stuck
here.
in clearing your throat.
Try talking while clearing your throat.
Give me a sentence you would say.
It's time for a death battle.
I'm Sam, and I'm a big dumb idiot.
Well, I'm Chad, and that's Ray Romano. Fuck, Deborah! That's where I went. I slipped into Ray.
Immediately. Like 0 to Muppet.
I think
like 2 seconds.
I think
flat.
I could just do that same voice, but like smoke half a pack of cigarette right before I come in
You
here.
gotta
and
like
I'd nail it.
really make. You gotta make your throat rumble.
Gravelly.
Oh, that's close.
It's the death battle or something like that.
That's
also
Rick.
I'm like
That's
I'm a detective as well.
You sound like McGruff the crime dog.
Hey, a little bit.
Kids,
Take a bite out of crime. I can do McGruff a little bit. Hey, that's cool. I'm gonna use
I
that.
guarantee you, next week he would not be able to do that to save his life.
Fuck you, Chad.
See?
We'll get back
It
to
already
this next week.
changed.
Fuck you. You're an idiot.
You're right.
No one likes you.
You went to this. Thank you so much.
I can
for that
always
question.
get
That
back
was
to
great.
Ray Romano though.
Yeah, he can do this. Deborah.
Oh my, stupid.
Can we please have Ray Romano
Fight someone.
Fight somebody?
Fight
Yeah.
someone.
Tim Allen?
Or Ross Geller.
Oh,
Ray Romano versus
Ross
Tim
Geller's good
God,
too.
why am I blanking on the guy from Married with Children?
Just a battle royale
Yeah.
the
guy
with
from
all the
Married with
sitcom
Children.
dads. Like,
Oh man,
Bundy?
As soon
Al
as
Bundy,
as soon as
yeah.
the Juggernaut versus Hermione
Ted Bundy.
Granger happens,
Ed.
that's my next one I'm going to be pushing for.
Is
Is
it-
the sitcom dad
Ed
battle royale.
something.
Sheeran?
no, it's not because wait, Ted Bundy is a mass murderer, right?
Yes.
Not
not
Ted
it's
Bundy.
Not Ted Bundy.
I think it's Al Bundy. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Al
yeah, Al
Bundy.
Bundy,
Yeah,
there we
yeah,
go.
Yeah, okay.
All right. What's our next question?
Because the mass
a
murderer
fun
would probably win a death battle.
Yeah.
with
Probably.
humans,
Over Ray Romano.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zachary Trailer says, "How much does a DB cost to make, and how much do you? And how do you make money from them?" Okay,
Essentially, YouTube
from them
sucks at
YouTube.
making money.
Sucks. All right, I got you now. Two separate thoughts. How much does a DB cost to make, and how do you make money from them? YouTube sucks at making money, and they don't make much.
Well, I'm
Well-
glad you brought me on to say exactly how much it costs.
There's a lot of stuff that you can answer, but like assuming that YouTube sucks at making money for everybody is kind of wrong. Not that we haven't seen like
It's
some
hard.
adversity with it. Well, I think he's referring specifically to how
Adpocalypse.
Adpocalypse
okay.
recently.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Adpocalypse is also, as far as like I kind of understand it, hand in hand with an algorithm change that does support longer watch time, which we don't necessarily have a problem with. So we didn't feel the full brunt of it as bad as some people who like lost like 85% of their ad revenue income. Like we didn't get hit anywhere near as hard as that, as far as I know. And like there's differences. If you're gonna whisper something,
No,
like
yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
a mic on you, you're not gonna get picked up.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Have I told you about Squarespace? It's great.
That there's ads.
You should go sign
We have
up.
Bernie
that
made a
one.
really good
Sponsors.
I'm not sure if it was a sponsored vlog or if it was just one of Bernie's normal vlogs where he kind of explained why the adpocalypse didn't affect us as much as it may have affected other people. And it's because like there's a lot of pillars that go to funding a company like Rooster Teeth. And
Yeah. Being multifaceted. Sponsors, huge one. Thank you, Squarespace.
Yep.
Merchandise.
Yeah.
Please
also-
buy more. We
Live
could use help.
events like Let's Play
Live-
Live,
Live.
RTX.
And also like a huge shout out to our sales team. Like that's
Yeah.
one of the
Crush it.
greatest things about like being under like when we got a card by
Yeah.
full screen and then put under Rooster Teeth. Like we have a sales team that goes out and talks to advertisers and is like, hey, look at this is what the show does and like would you be interested in this show? And they're like, yeah, we like that. Let's do that. Let's put this in front of people. And like so straight up, like they give us money and then we talk about their product. And we get to talk about products that we believe in and we think that you guys would enjoy. So that's a huge part, like honestly. So
There's a first half to that question, though, and that's how much does an episode cost to make?
A lot.
It varies. It varies. You can tell which ones
some
are
are rough.
probably more expensive. Like if it's a 3D fight, for one, and for another, how many models are in there? So that said, please go watch Power Rangers versus Voltron.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We would really appreciate that.
Megazord
If you watched
versus...
it like 10 more times.
I mean, at this part,
Yeah.
probably and I'm just doing like garbage head math right now, but probably at least $5,000.
It's more than that.
Yeah, at the very least. Like
Especially-
a quick one would be $5,000.
Thinking about all the people who touch it and if you're
Yeah.
trying to calculate how much time every single person who's had any effect on it, it's
Yeah.
it's hard to calculate everything.
'Cause it's not-
thousands and thousands of dollars an
Yeah.
episode. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a long production process, like especially like 3D.
They're huge
3D
shows.
has an 8-week animation cycle, and that's just animation. Before that, we have to do all of the research,
Yeah.
Writing,
the writing,
voiceover,
yeah,
editing,
and like
all of it. And there's people on staff who do each and every one of those roles. Sometimes more than
Yeah,
one person.
it's a really big product, and it's a lot because of sponsors.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And that's one
again, if
thing-
you've got an idea for a website, you head to squarespace.com/death battle.
And that's
Use
one
the
thing.
promo
It's like,
code death battle.
this guy will kind of complain about YouTube, and then I feel like a lot of those people are just like, "Oh, the adpocalypse is terrible. You're killing content creators." And then like people complain about 30-second ads on videos. It's like, no, like don't worry about that. Just support the thing that like go take a look at Squarespace. Take a look at whatever
Also,
is there.
at this
'cause
point,
that's all it is.
Rooster Teeth sponsors.
Yeah.
Or first members, sorry.
Yeah.
People
First members
who-
are a big part too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge thing for us.
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
having that dedicated fan base who is going to be with us and helping us the entire time.
On a
Absolutely.
completely unrelated note, I want to thank everybody who watches our stuff on YouTube and Screw Attack without ad block. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes.
That too. Yes.
God, yes.
Big one. Ad block is not great for people like us.
It's not.
No.
It really
Anyone.
So
Man.
thank you for those of you who have it disabled or don't have it installed
Yeah.
at all.
Yep.
Like seriously, big thank you. You're
All
the reason
right.
we're here.
It's very true. All right, next one. Let's go.
Who do we have? Nice face. Jack Devlin.
Thanks,
Which
Nick.
is better, Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones?
Oh,
What a question. Like,
Little did you know
hey guys,
that I am a
Schindler's List.
humongous fantasy nerd. So
Chad loves both.
I do love both. And first of all, don't call it Game of Thrones. It's Song of Ice and Fire. I have been a huge fan. Like Tolkien is what like kind of got me into fantasy. And I was actually talking with Sam the other day about this, and like
Yeah.
I realized like fantasy is what got me into so many things that I care and love about. Like I think the reason I got into video games is because like I remember my dad reading The Hobbit to me when I was like
Yeah.
super tiny, and then like I loved it, and then I just kept going and I kept reading and reading and reading. I read a lot of stuff by Tolkien. I read a lot of stuff by David Eddings, and then I
Which is funny. Did you know that's David Eddings' cousin?
no fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna talk to him about that.
Yeah,
Because all of that, the Bulgariad and that whole
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
series
yeah,
is
yeah,
like one of my favorite. Anyway, so like anyway, I went down the rabbit hole and got into Song of Ice and Fire, and I've been reading that since the second book came out, I think. So like, it's been a long ride.
Yeah, I
waited-
remember like when you got your driver's license kind of shit. Like you were like, oh, I gotta go drive and get the new book, and like you still had your Volvo. Like it was a decade ago, like literally.
I waited, oh God, it's like over 8 years for Dance with Dragons. Anyway, they're both good in their own right. That's so hard to
They're very
compare.
different.
They're very, very, very
A lot of people would like to
So-
compare them, but they are way different.
It really depends on the person who's reading. So like Tolkien is insane. He goes in, he creates a world, and like he doesn't just like create a world so that people can read about it. He creates a world. Like he makes a language. People speak and can write. Like the 3 different forms of Elvish and shit. And
He's
like,
hands down the best dungeon master ever.
yeah, right. But at the same time, like Tolkien can be kind of long-winded, or you want to say Tolkien if you're that kind of person. But like,
Say George R.R. Martin can't be.
yeah, I mean, Joe, he can.
Yeah, man,
to,
write about
to a degree,
food
but like
like
it's a lot
crazy.
easier for people to get into George's writing than like especially like you get into Lord of the Rings and like he loves because he's created this world. He wants to tell about everyone about
yeah,
this world.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like
Yeah.
he knows like the fathers of fathers of fathers, and like you're gonna get that. There you get a history lesson.
And that's the Hobbit is like,
Like-
the son of so and so, who is the son of so and so, son
Yeah.
of so.
Yeah, he wrote this one book, which wasn't finished. His son went in and finished it, and then it got released, and it was called. Why am I blanking on it? Children of Húrin, and it was if you do the audiobook, it's narrated by Christopher Lee, because Christopher Lee actually knew Tolkien.
Yeah.
And so first of all,
He was the
listen-
only one on set who had actually met him.
Yeah, so like
believe.
phenomenal actor, but he's got kind of a monotone voice.
Yeah.
And then like he starts spouting out. The whole thing begins with like the history of characters, and you'll never care about any of their ancestry ever again. But by God, you're gonna get it. So it really depends on the person. I know I'm going on and on, but
Yep.
like Tolkien is just like very near and dear to my heart because it got me into fantasy. I think George R.R. Martin is a lot easier to
It's
digest.
much
for
more like
people.
streamlined. There's no
Yeah.
elves, dwarves. Well,
You got dragons.
Dragons is kind of like
and like different.
There's a lot less magic to
Yeah.
it.
Yep. And I'm just going to throw out a couple recommendations in case anybody else are huge fantasy nerds. Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings. Read that. It's unbelievably good. I got into all of Brandon Sanderson's stuff. And then also I'm reading a book by Peter Rothfuss, which I just finished the second one, which is The Name of the Wind. And then, yeah, it's unbelievable. So, yeah.
I got a shorter answer. I've not read either book series. I have not seen Game of Thrones. By default, my answer is going to be Lord of the Rings.
There you go.
They're good movies. Watch them.
Yes.
Cool. All right. I think that's about it. So all we need to do now, guys, is set our community battle for next week. So
Usually this is related to stuff we talked about in the episode in some way.
Okay.
Usually, not always.
What
like-
happened to the Monstars?
Monstars versus
Mummies Alive?
Mummies Alive.
Yeah, yeah.
or
We can
I feel like Doctor Doom.
Frodo
Frodo.
Tyrion Lannister.
Sounds good to me.
Whoa.
Oh.
Some
Okay.
people may find that mildly offensive. I didn't do that intentionally. Let's do it.
Frodo.
Sure.
versus
Yeah,
Tyrion?
Frodo versus Tyrion.
Pitting the vertically challenged against each other, Chad James takes
wouldn't
us
you have
another
a-
step in the direction of offensive. Good job.
Wouldn't a dwarf versus a dwarf?
Well, it's
Hobbit.
a Hobbit. Oh,
Well,
you
I'm
mean
saying
like Gimli?
Gimli.
You want?
They're technically.
Oh, we're really just kidding. Okay, we're gonna hit that nail right on the head. So what do you want? Instead of Frodo, you want Gimli? You want to literally put a dwarf?
What they call dwarves in each universe.
Okay.
Do we do
Yeah,
that? Is that
but
better?
I think, yeah.
You know, and Tyrion fought with an axe in the battle.
He's also really smart.
Then it's justified.
Yeah, but I kind of think
Right?
Gimli's gonna win this one. He's like an actual warrior.
You can pick him up by the
Frodo,
beard,
do we-
throw him.
Gimli!
and he'll be fine.
Okay.
Gimli from
Gimli-
Lord of the Rings versus
Tyrion
Tyrion
Lannister.
Lannister. Please try and avoid Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire spoilers if you can.
Now
How are they
you're gonna
supposed
get
to
'em
do
all.
that?
Don't worry about it. We'll read the questions. Chad can close his eyes and ears like a child.
Yeah, in case you don't know, like I'm like a
gonna-
hardcore
I'm gonna
purist. Like I
start
don't want. I stopped
waving.
watching the show because.
Are you not watching it this season?
No, because I'm not watching this one or the last one. I think the
All
one
right.
before, because I don't want any new information to come from the show. I want to get it from the books.
Good. I didn't say anything.
Yep.
I didn't say anything
You
spoiled.
did good. All right. Anyway, well, thanks guys for joining us for Death
go.
Battle Cast. Thank you so
Got
much for
it.
being first members.
Nailed
If you
it.
guys are watching this live, if not, you can totally do that by clicking the link in the description below and signing up for a first membership trial. And man, thanks Cole for coming on the show, man.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
it's
having
splendid
me.
to have you.
Been awesome.
Hey, oh, thank you guys.
I might have you back on.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Well,
Bye.
bye.